So, asked the question, was it love at first sight? No. um, I saw this great person, and her externals were definitely there, but the internals of this woman who would be my wife, so didn't know at the time, was brighter. Her smile is so effective and so contagious. So you have to um, be happy. You can't be sad around Portia. That's one of the superpowers she has, happiness. So yeah, no, it was not love at first sight. No. Our love grew, and organic love is the best love. I feel when you fall in love real quick, you can fall out of love just as quick. So I eventually heard the harps that she was playing, and I fell in love with her. So to answer the question, no, I did not fall in love when I first saw her. As time went on, and I saw what she brought to the table, it was no brainer. Cause I didn't get her, someone else would. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take her off the market. Once my eyes saw, did you see this woman? And that's when I really came like, wow, this is a catch. This is a blessing. And my prayer is that I will always continue to look at her as a blessing. So, question number one. So, question number two, how did we meet? Well, I first met her at the place of mine where we work at. We work at the same location, same company, and met her in Cheshire. And, very attractive, nice smile. And that was mainly it. Met Portia. One time she was going up on the elevator, and I saw her coming, and I, like a gentleman, like all women, I kept the elevator doors open, and I wasn't alone with her, but I held the elevator for her, and we went up to her floor, then went to my floor, and then when I got transferred to another location, and God blessed me with another job. Thank Jesus. She was at the new location, and that's when things started to go a little different. When I was going through my divorce, it was really powerful how she was just a friend, and I'm used to helping others. That's my profession, and in actuality, she was helping me. No strings attached at all. She was just in here to talk to, and from that we took it from there. So that's where we met. Stop being so nosy. People so nosy. All right, take care. Bye bye. Why did I choose Portia? There would not be enough hours to tell you why. She is the most remarkable person I've ever met in my entire life. And as a pastor and a counselor, I've seen a lot of people, and no one is like Portia. She brings laughter, a lot of love, a lot of empathy to my life that I've never seen in a very long time. I said to her a while ago, it's like sometimes I'm getting a mother and a wife at the same time, um, and it's powerful. Most of all, her internal, her personality, her pure love. I've never seen a pure love in a woman like Portia. Never. Um, she's just amazing. Yes, externally, she's a boom. uh, she is. She's a brick house. Got to talk about it. But her internals enhance her externals. Her internals enhance her externals. So I would say that's a very big reason why I chose Portia. And also, I'm not looking for a first lady. Been there, done that. Looking for a wife who will love me and cherish me, um, who will correct me when I'm wrong, and she does, as well as at the same time, when I do right, she lets me know as well. Um, I've never seen a woman who equates or what am I looking for? Um, in other words, if I'm doing right, she'll tell me. If I'm doing wrong, she'll tell me. But also reciprocates, right? So if I tell her she's doing something I don't like, she receives it. There's no battle. There's no fight. So I go on and on about Portia, but she's just a remarkable person. Her spirit is peace. Oh, lastly, no drama. Hate drama. I'm 55 years old. You see how much gray I have here? I ain't got no time for no drama. She brings no drama. She brings love. That's why I chose Portia.
What I like most about Tim is his dedication. He's very dedicated. He's very, he has very good leadership habits. And when I say that, I mean he has great discipline. He's an early riser. He gets up to exercise. He reads his scriptures. He's very disciplined and very methodical when it comes to his daily living. So that's what I really like most about him is his ABC 1 2 3 1 2 3 ABC is very methodical in what he does and how he does it and why he does it. That's what I love most about him. I guess to sum that up is his consistency. He's a very consistent man, and a man that's driven by that type of consistency, I think says a lot about him.
So, what do I like about my relationship with Porsche? She's a lot. She's good. She really knows how to make me feel like I'm the only person alive. I'm the only person that matters in the universe. Part of that is also sharing her with the universe as well. It's just she just brings so many qualities to it. And I'm not saying this because I'm doing a video. I'm saying because I'm marrying her. Um, you know, um, when someone's at their lowest and someone comes around with Portia's quality, and people look at Portia and they don't see the depth that she is. She's a very deep woman, both mentally and spiritually. And for her to say, you know what, I will look to you and want to become connected with you for a lifetime. That's powerful. And a lot of times, what guys do wrongly, they look at what they bring to the table, which they should, but also they don't look at what the girl brings to the table. And my love brings a lot to the table, and I appreciate her. So that's my answer in a nutshell. Um, she's an amazing woman, and I'm looking forward to a lifetime of growing with her and the friendship we have, the vulnerability that we have toward each other. I can tell her what's going on in my mind, and she can do the same for me as well. And that's a lost art these days. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking with it. You got it. All right, take care. Bye bye.
What happens after the wedding? A lot of sexcapades. A lot of sexcapades. All right. Definitely that. A lot of that. Just a lot of continued fun. A lot of just fun. Living our lives, cherishing one another, devoting ourselves to one another, like full in now, full in on the 29th and after, full in. Just to be able to cherish and to wake up next to someone all the time. It's going to be a little different, but also it's something that will definitely be cherished, just to be with him and to hone in on the things that he loves and the things that we know our service involves. So marriage to me is more than just a gathering of the two. Is definitely the after of what will happen after the wedding ceremony. Of course, there will be, the newly wedding, hopefully throughout the year and for a lifetime. But also there will be a sense of service. What next? What next in our lives? Like now I feel like we've stepped into like this even kill pace. It's almost like that equally yoked thing now. Now we're equally yoked. We're not like here or there, or I'm back there and he's up here. It's like we're equally yoked now to do service. Even though our service is aligned in two separate places, his is in the church, and mine is more so outside the four walls of a church. Him being a pastor or bishop, along with what he does, he's also on God's street team. He can identify with what I do and how I do it on the outside of the four walls of a church. Will I be with him at some time? Of course. Not the avid churchgoer. Not going to be in the four walls of a church. So many people say, "Oh, you never know what is going to happen." You need to stop saying that. No, I think I'm 49 years old. I've been dealt with and know and understand the hand of God with my life as well as he does. One thing that we've always prided ourselves in and we talk about is the fact that he's not looking for a first lady. I can certainly appreciate that because it is not on my agenda to be one. It is my agenda to be a wife. It's my agenda to continue the services that I do on the outside of the four walls, which is my coaching practice. I mean, I have my own things too. My coaching practice, being on God's street team, making sure that everything out here is running properly, and that the needs of the people are met in a certain way. I deal a lot and very heavily in parts work, and he being a counselor, he's learning to understand more and more what I do and the way I do it. In fact, we've coached and counseled couples together, and it works very well and very effective between the meditation and his counseling parts as they come up. We address these things. It is a very powerful session that could easily be, an hour and a half session. So if you guys are looking for us to do that, know that number one, you need time. Number two, you need truth. And number three, you need openness in order for us to be able to assist you as a coach and a counselor. Because as a counselor, he hits on realms that I would never even do because now he's 20 years in the service. I'm a fairly new coach, but I deal very deeply in something called parts work. It's my specialty. And we deal with the different parts of a person that come up, and we never realize how many parts we have until we're sitting in front of someone who actually is looking for parts, okay? Who actually is aware of parts and how to deal with them. So, a very intimate coach client session or client counsel session becomes very real when we're in a session together. So he's understanding what I do on the outside and on coaching and how and why it's so strategic that I'm outside of the four walls, and him, being a pastor, being, I hear people say a PK, a preacher's kid. He was born into that, so it's also his aspect and the way that he's done things. He's I would say, like Jamaicans say, I'm a yachty. They're a yachty. He's a churchy. He's a church boy from, the pits of his mother's womb. God rest her. So even though our service is in two different places, we also realize that our service is all the same. The foundation is God. The foundation is the essence of helping others. The foundation is the essence of bringing realness and truth to so many. And so we've already begun to work in that aspect of helping and assisting others together, feeding the community, seeing couples, aligning what we do to help one another. We've already begun doing that, almost from day one. Actually, in fact, before we were even dealing with one another. I sat in on a few of his sessions for as editor, because we're both authors. We have a lot in common. As different as we are, there's so many things in common that we do have. We're both authors. We are both speakers. We both assist people on a whim. Often laugh at him because sometimes if we're on the phone at 6 a.m. his phone is going off, ding 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 ding. It's like people wait for his alarm clock to go off, and there they are meeting him with their issues, and he's so attentive, he's so beautiful, when it comes to other people. I've never heard him say once, "Oh, what do they want?" He's just so consistent in his service. And it is definitely something that I could appreciate, because it makes me understand how he deals with me as well, So it's a beautiful thing. So what happens after the wedding, just to tie this up, number one is service, and the aspect of how and what we will continue to walk together, equally yoked in that part of it. Fun, walking equally yoked and together in that whole thing, on the aspects of our spirituality and our groundedness, and that we are walking on an even keel. Although there are differences, there are always going to be differences, but our foundation is, number one, our Genesis, which is our foundation of truth. And again, it's a platform that we've always used, truth and realness, and yet with gentle speech. We use a lot of gentle speech when it comes to one another, because there is that ground of respect there. So yeah, what happens after the wedding? Continued truth, continued realness, continued fun and laughter, a lot of sexcapades, because I myself have a lot to catch up on. And I'm sure he does too. So a lot of that, and just a lot of fun, a lot of, just service, getting in where we fit in with each other's lives, yet allowing each other to be the individuals and God that we are, and yet coming together, embracing one another, supporting one another in our efforts to please God. So that's it, guys. One love, and hope you enjoyed this segment, and peace.
What happens after the wedding? Well, sir, ain't none of your business. There's gonna be a lot of reading the Songs of Solomon. I tell you that right now. There's gonna be a lot of Songs of Solomon Yeah, I'm read all 8 chapters very slowly, and we're gonna do exactly what the Song of Solomon said. Yeah, whole lot of sex, whole lot. But also, it's just starting a new journey with a great woman, with a lot of intimacy. Intimacy is not just physically, but also mentally and spiritually as well. So I am looking to see what God has for me and for Portia and I together. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Thing about it, we both ran track in high school, and so we both understand the precepts and the concepts of running track. And so we're going to be running track together, called life. And I pray God gives me at least 30 years with this great woman. And version 2 is better than version 1, but also for me, it's keeping the upgrade, right? So with my Apple, I have upgrade and upgrades. Well, that's what I want to do with Porsche. I want to upgrade with her and become stronger. All right, that's it. Can't wait. Yes, sir. Take my vitamins. Yes, sir. Take my vitamins. You know she's younger than me. I got me a young girl. Yes, sir. Young. All right, calm down. I got me a youngin. Yes, sir. So, just looking to mesh with her, and not just in body, but in body, mind, soul, and spirit. So that's it. Don't be calling me. You can call me after 3 days, but give me 3 days. All right. I got catching up to do. I got some work to do. So stop it. All right. That's my answer, and I'm sticking with it. Love you, Porsche.
So, what do I love most about being in a relationship with Tim is his tenacity, his courageousness, his ability to protect on the smallest level. I love the fact that he's courageous. He may appear to be a mighty might. He is a mighty might. He's very bold, very courageous. Yet he's very, very quiet. He's very. We're the opposite of one another when it comes to different aspects of our lives. He's loud on certain instances. I'm very quiet on certain instances. I'm the dance floor queen. I will dance until the lights turn off and they're kicking me out. Wherein he would rather sit back and watch and just enjoy. And he's a practical gift giver. That's another thing I really, really love about him. So I'm a woman who I don't like a lot of things just to say I have them. I don't want 200 shoes. I don't like a vast amount of clothes. In fact, I hate clothes. So I'm never shopping. So he's a very practical gift giver, meaning that he gives me what I need as opposed to what he thinks I want or what he would want me to have, because he understands I don't need things to validate who I am. I don't need things to make me understand who he is. Even though he wants to do so many things, we like to pride ourselves on creating moments. So if there's something that we could save for, maybe a boat ride that's important to me, or going dancing under the moonlight. There was a time where he's okay, even though it's raining out, let's go take a drive, and takes me on top of this hill where he has his own moments, and it was a sacred place for him, and we would just park there, listen to the rain. Those are creative moments for me. Have conversation, eat ice cream. those are created moments for me. I'd rather have those type of practical gifts that for me amount to so much, as opposed to, oh, I gave her, you know, so down to my ring, even down to my ring. When I say practical gift giver, he gave me something that, I mean, diamonds are great, you know, everything, jewelry is great, but he gave me something that I really cherish. So both of our colors are purple, and he knows that I love sapphires, and he gave me a purple sapphire as my engagement ring, which will turn into my wedding ring. And he had it made, I don't know if you guys could see that, but it is into my favorite flower, which is a calla lily. It's a calla lily. You probably can't get a good essence there, but this ring means so much more to me than having, you know, a 1 carat princess cut diamond, which is, you know, I thought was my all-time favorite ring. He gave me something that was practical, something that was affordable yet, you know, expensive. It was a sacrifice to have this done and to engrave it and have it stamped with our symbol of approval, I would say, being with the purple sapphires and the yellow and white gold, and the strength of the calla lily, which has always been my favorite flower. And he gave me something just that I could cherish. You know, no one else knows probably these things about me, but my ring summarizes, like all of us. He's a great listener. I love that about him. He's a great listener. He's when I say a mighty might, he is really a mighty might. Like, I feel so blessed. It's an endearing part of me to be next to him and to have him next to me. And again, I think the best thing that stands out is that he is a practical gift giver. He's a practical man. He's not, we're all living off of a budget, especially in this day and time. But he's just very practical. Even in his speech to me, it's just very practical. You know, he's not a man full of great fantasy, even though there are dreams and essence and goals to fulfill. But he's also a man of the moment, you know, and he creates a lot of just fresh moments with me. So that I love about him. So I would say if there was the one great thing, you know, the biggest, the most largest thing, is that he is a practical gift giver. Even in his love, like he's very methodical in the way he does things and how he does things. Like, I love that about him, because for me, I'm just like all over the place. I'm very just spur of the moment, kind of fly off the handle, go and go, you know, go and go. But he's methodical, he's practical, and I love that about him, because that practicalness keeps me at a certain range of groundedness. And even though, you know, he takes flight, you know, when it comes to me, I would say, but that his practical behavior just it keeps me at a certain grounded pace of life, and grounded in our relationship with him. It keeps me on the real, you know, and not in this fantasy of other people, you know, of what they think I should have. I had some girlfriends that said, you know, he's not getting you a diamond. Like, no, every woman has a diamond. Like, I want something different. And he, you know, not knowing that. I mean, like I said, my almighty ring was a princess cut diamond. I just love that style of ring. I think it's very beautiful. But this, my ring speaks so much volumes to me with the halo. You know, it's a modified halo that goes down into my favorite flower, and it just means so much to me, just the essence and the life, and then the very simple bands that we chose to go with these. So what I like most about Tim is, like I said, his tenacity, the fact that he's a mighty might, and more so that he's a practical gift giver, his chivalry. He's just practical in the things that he does and the way he does things. He's very methodical. He's a thinker, you know. He plans well. He's the planner, you know. And he's just awesome. Like, he's just hands down awesome.